what we're doing at mPharma is simple. We're just trying to build an Africa that's in good health. When we think of the healthcare infrastructure in Africa, I know most of us will bow our heads in sadness because drugs are not getting into the hands of the people who need it the most. The drug supply chain is fragmented, it's broken, and really drugs are not getting into the hands of the people who need them the most. So what we are trying to do is to build the right infrastructure using technology to ensure that life-saving drugs are getting into the hands of those who need them the most. And we're doing this with two solutions. The first we call Bloom. Bloom is our proprietary software, which was built with the African community pharmacy at heart. Bloom helps you to do three things. The first is that it's a point of sale software, and so you're able to use that to dispense your drugs like every other software. But it actually helps you to also manage the data of your customers through our loyalty program called Muti. And that allows you to build loyalty with your customer base, and that's what continues to drive sales. We find that over 80% of the sales are going to be driven by your loyal customers. It's also an inventory management software, and that's important because in our part of the world, things like the quality of drugs is important. And so you need to make sure that you've got the drugs on the shelves, but also to ensure that you're not selling an expired drug to a customer. Bloom will help you to manage your expiries. It will help you to manage your availability on your shelves, and also ensure that you're not having stockouts so that when patients need the drugs, it's available. The final thing that we're doing, which is what is really exciting for me, is the disease management aspect. So being able to offer prescription reminders to patients on chronic medications, being able to take some diagnostic information for rapid diagnostic tests as patients come into your pharmacy. And these things are important because they all lead to adherence of medication and treatment from patients. And these three features of Bloom for us are going to revolutionize the pharmacy space. If you think of it, in our part of the world, the pharmacy is the most visited healthcare space. Very few people are going to the hospitals because they're scared. But if you tell someone you're going to the pharmacy, they don't start to panic. They just assume you're going to buy some cough mixture or something. The second solution that we have, which is for us going to really change how our pharmacies are operating, is called Multi-Doctor. Since the pandemic hit, our pharmacies have actually become primary care centers, right? People are too scared to go to the pharmacy, but like I said, they're to the hospital, but they're happy to go to the pharmacy. But when they go to the pharmacy, is the pharmacist behind the counter going to be able to provide them the services and the advice that they need? So what we're doing is using, again, leveraging Bloom, which we've built, but also building a solution that allows patients to actually access doctors and doctor consultation services right in the pharmacy. I'll tell you a story. Just last week, we had a mother in New Tafel who brought her daughter into one of our pharmacies. The child had been crying all night, had a runny nose, running a fever. And this woman has no health insurance and really doesn't have the funding. Now, since we launched Multi-Doctor, we're offering free Multi-Doctor for children under the age of 10. And so she was able to bring her child into the pharmacy and get a doctor in Accra to dial in and be able to offer some consultation. Now we have the device that we use allows you to actually take things like, temperature, check your ear, take photos, take readings that the doctor can get results in real time and be able to provide some advice so that at least, in the interim until you go to see a doctor or go to a hospital, there's a solution for you. And this is just one woman. There's several thousands of patients we have seen since we started to launch Multi-Doctor. And for us, at the heart of what we're doing is building the right technology infrastructure to ensure that our pharmacy spaces become primary care providers. Because people in Africa need access to healthcare, but they also need access to affordable healthcare. And that's where we're going as a business. Our goal is not just make healthcare more accessible. We don't believe that the issue in Africa is a lack of pharmacies. We're not going to be building new pharmacies. We're working with the existing pharmacies to ensure that they have the right stock, to help them manage their infrastructure, to help them manage their data on availability of drugs, to help them understand the data that they're getting. What does it mean if everybody keeps coming and wanting vitamin C? Should I stock more vitamin C? Should I stock a complement of that as well? Which brand of vitamin C? If someone comes and I don't have vitamin C, can I offer them something else? How do we upskill our pharmacists actually, to ensure that they're able to provide care to any patient that walks in? And for us, Bloom and Multi Doctor speak to where we're going as a business in terms of our future. We think that these two solutions will help us to transform the pharmacy and the healthcare sector across the many countries that we're in. As the young gentleman said, we're in 9 countries now, but there are several more countries we need to go into. There's several more countries in Africa that need access to affordable healthcare. And for us, that is our goal, to build an Africa that's in good health. Thank you very much.